I
Doesn't
saw what
make any
Hamilton Wenham
sense.
did. They're canceling the February vacation.
Yeah.
I'd be ballistic if I was a parent in that district, that 2 weeks, 3 weeks before, 2 weeks before the vacation, they canceled it. A week before the vacation, they canceled it.
My only concern with adding it on to June is the quality of the education piece, because it's warm out, the kids want to be outside, we're extending that, they're not really focused, and it may turn into just another day of hanging out in the classroom, playing games and things like
Wow.
that.
Well, the one, at some schools, you'll have finals, so at the high school,
Right, so at the
they'll be in
younger.
the younger grades, you might
yeah.
have that. But my concern is Saturdays, I think, are no, because one, if I was a
Sporting
teacher
events.
and I was asked to teach on a Saturday,
Sporting events.
you have the events, plus I might call in sick personally on a Saturday. That'd be a good day to be sick if I was a teacher. But I'm not a teacher, so I'm hoping that we're done with snow days.
I just don't think we're at that point. We have one left. We have plenty of time at the end of the year.
Right.
You know, we're in
You go a couple more days beyond.
middle of February. That's,
There it goes.
And I know that Kathy she's getting her feet wet now, and she really doesn't want to call school off anymore anyway.
I don't.
Let's not do that.
it's practically spring. It's beautiful out.
Yeah.
Really.
It is beautiful out. But I know about those late spring storms.
David would have had us at one day.
One day,
Right.
most, the big Wednesday storm.
He would have been picking up kids to get them to school on
Yeah.
time in his Yukon or whatever he drove. Yukon Dave. That was his nickname.
He doesn't like that humor.
No. Um,
I'm hearing a little birdie over here. And I'm,
I mean, I think let's play it by ear. I think we're too late to do anything. We don't have to do anything in February.
don't have
February
to.
vacation's coming up.
that's right.
You have one storm in March.
If you had to chop a day out of April vacation, I would consider two things: chopping a day out of April vacation.
Up until a couple of years
I
ago,
would too.
we always had school on Good Friday here.
Right.
Up until a
But
couple
this
of
is
years
part
ago.
of April vacation.
Right, which
Yeah.
Kathy is going to get to in the 2011-12 calendar. The other thing with Michael, in terms of that I agree with, in terms of going June, you're going over a weekend into a next week.
Yeah.
So if you add one day, I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
to me, it's almost
really
a
makes
waste of a
sense,
day.
right.
Yeah, but I mean, of all the options, that seems to make the most
Yeah, I
sense
think it
to me.
makes most sense, but I think we ought to keep the April option
I
open.
think so.
So if we have to,
Say no more snow.
If we can
Right.
educate on Friday, we can educate on the following Monday.
you think so?
Yeah.
So that's,
All right.
I guess that's,
Well, thank you for that. I just wanted to have that conversation out in the open. Lots of school districts are talking about it, and many school districts have gone beyond.
Methuen going to the 28th
I know.
of, some of the schools, the districts that were closed down because of the roof issues, Hamilton Wenham, Georgetown.
Well, that's the
Georgetown.
real issue. Some of them lost a lot of time.
Right.
yeah.
Mm.
So now we have the 2011-2012 calendar.
Right. In your packet, this is a draft, and for discussion purposes only, but I wanted to begin the conversation about the calendar for 2011-2012. And as I had mentioned to you in the commissioner's mailing, he talked about asking school districts to consider doing things differently in case we ever have a winter like this again. And he did, in his mailing, speak about starting students before Labor Day. I was cautioned that that has been brought up in this setting in the past, and it was not supported, but I'm just telling you.
This august
it's in his
body
memo.
has turned it down many times. Yeah.
Okay,
But
so,
that could be still a topic for discussion.
We can
Sure.
discuss it,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, we had to remind Dr. Troughton that Labor Day changes every year, and it's not always the 7th, so that, you know.
right,
The other thing we did, well, you can get into it, but this year we started on a Tuesday. We started the day after Labor Day rather
That's
than
correct.
the Wednesday.
that's correct, because, again, I'm gonna take you through what's in here. We're saying that the first day for students would be on Wednesday, September 7th, and the 185th day would be Friday, June 22nd, and that does include 5 days for the purpose of snow.
So no snow, they're getting out pretty early on the 15th.
Correct. With no snow, it would be the 15th would be the last day. Teachers would return, we're suggesting that teachers would return before Labor Day. The teachers' contract indicates that they do not come back before September 1st. So we are saying that we would schedule a professional development day on the 1st.
Which we did this year also, correct?
We had a welcome back day first and then a professional
Right.
development day on the Thursday.
Right, before
Because we
right.
only have the Thursday right now.
All right, last year we had Wednesday, okay.
We're saying, let's schedule a professional development day, not be here the Friday before Labor Day. Then on the 6th, we would have what we call our orientation day or our welcome back day. That would include our paraprofessionals as well as our teachers. You recall this year, we did not have our paraprofessionals on the welcome back day.
Right.
Because of language in their
Contract.
contract. Excuse me. So then we would have the welcome back day with mandatory trainings in the afternoon on the 6th. So it's also professional development on the afternoon of that day. And then students, the second full day of professional development, because there are two, would be on Tuesday, January 3rd. You can see that Monday, January 2nd, is the New Year's Day holiday. When a holiday falls on a Sunday, you celebrate it on the following Monday.
That's the same thing we did this year, right? We
Well,
added a
no.
day at the end, right?
We,
The
New
second.
Year's Day
did
was
add
was on a Saturday.
Right,
Saturday.
but the second, we had a teacher workshop.
But this was actually the 3rd.
Third, right.
It was a
okay.
Monday. And that seemed to work out very well. We received
Yeah.
a lot of positive feedback around that day, the placement of that day.
Good.
Excuse me. So, in addition, the Administrative Council is recommending the inclusion of 5 additional early release days. 4 of the 5 early release days would be for the purpose of district-wide professional collaboration. And what that is in response to data that I collected from the teachers as part of my entry plan. I asked them to tell me what they would like to stop, start, and continue. And what they wanted to start was more opportunities for collaboration between the elementary schools and between the different levels, elementary to middle and middle to high. And with all of the curriculum work that we'll be doing in this district, we need to provide opportunities for teachers to come together to have those in-depth conversations around curriculum and alignment, particularly to the new Common Core standards. The 5th early release day would be Good Friday. By making Good Friday an early release day for all staff and students, the day would count toward the required 180-day school year. This change responds in part to some of the suggestions that were put out by the commissioner for us to reconsider the use of having school on a Good Friday.
So you know, one of the issues that we have been led to believe, and we don't have direct evidence this, is that there was such a high absence rate on Good Friday that the cost for substitutes
Really?
that's what we were told. I remember David telling us that that's one of the reasons why he decided to not, because I thought he said it was something like upwards of 15% of teachers were calling in, were taking a personal day on Good Friday.
Was that a full day,
Yes.
or it was never an early release day?
was a
Never an
full
early
day.
release, it
It
was
was
a
a
full
full
day.
day.
So you had to take, you had to hire 30 or 40 substitutes for that day.
I think an early release day makes them
The
have
observances.
to come in.
What-
Nothing happens before noon.
Right.
Why can't we just move the staff orientation day on September 6th to Friday the 2nd?
Well,
And then that will give us a full day right there.
Good Friday in 2012 is not going to be part of the April vacation, right?
No, it would be April
So-
6th. That's why I'm suggesting that it would be an early release day.
Yeah.
And Michael's-
I agree with that.
I do too, but
I
Michael's
agree
going
with
back to September.
Right. I don't understand why we can't have our kids start on the Tuesday
You could.
and then move that one back to the Friday the 2nd, and then that gives us another day, and that
But
actually,
It
that all
takes, it takes away the orientation. That's the first day for the teachers, the new teachers to come in.
But it
and
also
orientate.
gives them the opportunity after the orientation to kind of take that in and maybe work through some things prior to starting. You know, they'll have a 3-day weekend to think about things instead of starting the following day. You know what I mean?
So what did we do this year again? We had, how were we able to start on the Tuesday?
Well, the calendar that I'm suggesting to you is the traditional calendar that was in place for years here, where there was an orientation on the Tuesday
Right.
and students started
Right.
on the Wednesday.
Right.
And what happened this past year was we had, September 1st was on a Wednesday. And so we had a welcome back day on the Wednesday. But paraprofessionals weren't there because their contract stipulates that they're not They don't
So-
start before Labor Day, and if they do start before Labor Day, we need to pay them for the
Oh,
holiday.
so if we had it on Friday the 2nd again, we wouldn't be able to have the paraprofessionals
Or we
participate.
have to add money to the budget
To pay them.
To pay them for that day.
Yeah.
It's
And I
not
think
an
it's im-
exorbitant amount of money, but
No, but I think it's important that the paraprofessionals be there.
I
I
promised
agree.
them they would be there this coming year because they really felt like they missed out.
See, I
On the
agree with
opening.
Michael. I would prefer to start the Tuesday like we did this year to gain another day,
Yeah, and
if we
also
could.
Well,
keep
we
the
would-
early release day, and that one full day on Friday actually will make up 2 of the 5 half-days, or, what are the 5 half-days you're proposing.
I'm not sure I understand what you're suggesting.
So-
You're saying you start on the 1st and the 2nd and do what?
No, move that 6th to the 2nd.
Yeah, we're saying on the
Pay the
2nd,
para-
have the welcome
para-
back.
pro-
So pay
Professionals.
the
But how much,
paraprofessionals.
tell us how much it would cost.
About 3,500.
That's really.
Well, actually, it would be 2 more days than Kathy, wouldn't it, then?
We
No,
pay
one
them
more.
for the holiday and then we pay them for working.
Yeah, so.
I have no
Yeah,
problem with the
holiday.
calendars. I
Two
just,
ex-
there's one
about
voice.
$7,000, two
No
extra-
problem with
two
the
extra
calendars
workdays.
But it's still
presented.
not a
It's
lot of money, and
7,000.
then the kids get another day of school, and because they're proposing 5 half early release days, so that one on the 6th will make up 2 of those 5 early release days, you know what I mean?
No, that's in addition.
No, I'm telling you, we're spreading out the half-days, Michael, because it's a best practice. When
Okay.
you're working on something, you implement it, and then you come back and you talk about it. If we're looking at student work, you're doing that over the course of the school year. So it really becomes a professional practice for teachers. It's not just getting in professional development days. It's a way for teachers to take a look at student work, go back and change their practice, come back and talk, go back and change their practice.
Okay.
So by spreading it out over the course of the year, you're actually implementing,
So we're not adding an additional 5 days?
no,
Oh, yeah,
no,
okay.
no. Those days all count toward the 180.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't explain
And
that
this
well.
calendar still gets you out anywhere from the 15th to the 22nd.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
It's a process.
So we don't need a vote tonight, right? You just wanted us to.
No, I wanted to hear what your thoughts were. I have not met with the association about this
Oh, so
yet.
you
I
need to
wanna
talk to them. Okay.
I want to talk to them, but I wanted you to just see what we were thinking about as an administrative council. I wanted to float the notion of early release days for the purpose of professional collaboration. I wanted to come to you about the Good Friday early release as an early release for the entire district, faculty and staff, so that it does count toward the 180 days, but it also allows people to do what they need to do in the afternoon.
And just at Triton, just curious, are they a pre-Labor Day or post-Labor Day start?
Started the students before Labor Day,
Most school
For how long?
systems are.
just a couple of years.
Because while I'm still not a big fan of that, I see more and more districts going to that. And I'm just interested as to what you saw by doing that. One of my big concerns is you get the kids back to school for 2 days and then they're on
I
vacation
don't understand what the
again.
benefit of it is. I
Well, you
really-
get to get out a lot earlier in June.
A couple of days earlier.
But we're
Well-
not, but we're not asking to do that, we're just asking to move the.
No, I know,
the
but
one day, and then start them the day after Labor Day, you know what I mean?
But I don't know if I want to look at $7,000 more in the budget when we're already 651,000 short, I guess.
Like I said, I'm more in favor of the calendar.
To bring the students back before September 1st, we would need to negotiate with the
A lot
Teachers
more, yeah,
Association.
you
Oh,
can
right,
do
yeah,
it.
that,
Because
you
that's,
can't do that.
it's in their
Right.
contract.
So
So you'd bring the students back.
I guess in general, I would support this. I would like if we could start on the 6th, but I don't want to spend $7,000 more. So I guess I would go to the association with this, but I would be, if there's any way we could start, I just like that. I've never understood the extra day after Labor Day
Yeah.
off, and this year we started the day after Labor Day and it seemed just fine.
Well, again, I think the superintendent's explained that she wants the entire staff
Right,
there
no,
for
I
the
know.
meting.
Right, and that's.
She can do that on the 6th.
And the only way to do that is we have to
If she
pay
can't do that-
$7,000, right?
Right.
So I guess, if this was the calendar, I'd vote to approve it.
I certainly would go along with it. I think this looks very good.
I would too.
And hope for no snow days,
think
so
it-
the kids get out on the 15th.
But it fits in
There's
perfect,
not
though.
going to be any snow next year. Global warming.
You making that prediction right now?
More snow,
I know,
Global
that's what I
warming.
heard, more snow because of,
not,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so.
All right, so you'll come back to
I
us
will
with
come
it,
back to you
and
with
we'll
this.
have more discussion anyway, because we have to vote on it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
think it's a good
Um,
negotiating thing for next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be part of the contract.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, part of
But
the
I've never been a fan of going
Yep.
back before.
with Paris too.
Yeah.
So we've already scheduled the budget hearing.
Good job.
Bills and payrolls are done. Minutes, I've gone through all these and they look